So like, you're like,
I'm nervous. I'm nervous. All right.
don't be nervous. What the have a whole nips on.
Oh God.
I know.
You almost did.
I know.
I was making sure. I was like, if this nip slips out, I'm telling her.
Well, we started, by the way.
We started. Okay, so.
No bloopers.
Bloopers. Okay, fine.
I got you, girl. Always.
Talia. Well, hello, everyone.
What's
Hello.
up?
Welcome to Tal's Thoughts. I have Mr. Walter,
Thank you.
aka Tito.
Yes.
Okay, and we have Lex. Alexis. How do you want to be called?
I was called Alexis or Lexi.
Lexi. Okay, so we're gonna go with Lexi. What do you want to be called?
Tito's fine.
Tito's fine. Okay, and obviously I'm Talia, or Talia, however you want to say it. And today's topic is going to be owning your identity. So this has been the subject for a while now. I feel like, I don't know, at least in my life. I don't know. We were talking a little bit about that, and how some of us sometimes can't. We're a little embarrassed, we're a little shy, we're a little of what we've gone through and what's made us who we are today. And you have to own that. So I want to go through it with you guys and just kind of go over what you've gone through and what's made you today. Are you proud of who you are today? Can you own it and really say this is what happened, I'm a father, I'm this, I'm whatever you are that you think you are, can you own that and just put it out there?
Okay. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah,
or do you
please.
want to go?
No,
Or
I
do
want
you
you.
to go first?
Should I go first? Okay,
Maybe.
so I'll go first, right? All right. So I'm a lot of things, honestly, and sometimes I feel like I've been embarrassed because I love being a lot of things, right? I love music. I love to have a drink, but I also love being alone. I also love being with my kids. I also like going to dinner by myself. I like having dinner with friends, with family. I like to watch Netflix all day, and then I also like to work my ass off all day. And obviously, in my relationships, I've had a few relationships now, and I have 3 kids. One's 19, one's 7, and one's 2. And they're 3 different fathers, and that's a big, huge part of my life, right? So having those relationships with them, and the first one being at 17 years old, and having a kid, and now my kid is 19 years old, and then 12 years later having a second child who's now 7, with that being a whole different relationship, and the third one, right? So in my case, I was a little embarrassed because you don't see that often. I mean, at least I don't see it. Do you guys see that often? I mean, I guess you could. I don't know. I just don't. Nobody expresses it often.
Yeah, nobody's announcing it.
Nobody's announcing it,
Yeah.
right? And I felt like that was wrong.
So my mom has 3 baby daddies.
Yeah. How does she act? Like, what's
My
her?
mom's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she figures out everything always. Like,
Oh, okay. That
I
makes
could
me
say
feel
nothing bad about my mom, and I think men have held her back from true potential sometimes. But who she's with now, I feel like they're really good,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
she's found her person. So yeah.
I think it's more of we think that it doesn't exist because we're just thinking of ourselves.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
it's to me it's not crazy because of the way that I was raised. My mother and her sister dated my father and his brother.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and they got married, and they had kids together.
All
And then
right.
my father's brother and my mom's sister, they ended up getting divorced. And then my father's brother got married again, had 4 kids with a younger woman, and we would all be in a family party together.
Oh,
So
sick.
for me, it was never crazy to hear,
Right.
this woman has 3 baby fathers with 3 kids, or 6 kids, or for me it never seemed crazy to me because I was revolved around it. I realized growing up, family is just the people that are around you, the people that you love, the people that you're going to these family parties. Yes, I've seen a man cheat on his wife and have a bastard kid, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
But that always seems so tiny, you know, to
Right.
me,
It doesn't
compared
seem-
to like my Hispanic family and all, you know, all the crazy shit and how everybody still comes together and they got divorced but he's still there, and then my uncle
I
that
hear
was,
some crazy
you know, like
shit.
it's insane. So for me, it always felt normal. I think we are so hard on ourselves
Internally.
that it's hard for us to embrace exactly who we are and try to be out there,
We think we're alone.
and we think we're alone. You
Yeah.
know, we think no one else in this world is going through what we went through, and it's like I feel like
Well, there is.
a lot of people go through this stuff, you know, but there's no book. I have 2 kids with 2 different women, you know, and they're very close. My kids are very, very close at age,
Yeah.
you know, less than a year.
Yeah.
And it was very hard for me to sit with myself because I felt like I did something terrible, or I messed
It
up.
looks like you did something terrible.
I
with
messed up
other
their
people.
childhood
Right.
because I wouldn't be able to be with one 100% of the time, or the other one would miss out. You know, I just put so many things in my head, and it wasn't until, you know, my son's mom told me it doesn't matter. It does not matter.
It's the relationship you're
What
gonna build
what
with
it doesn't matter what you've done. The
Yeah.
only thing that matters is if you show up.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
if you she was raised by her grandmother, and her grandmother was the one that was there for her since she was, you know, born. She was there for her always, and she said she never questioned her grandmother. She never questioned her life or anything. That woman was there for her, and that was probably one of the most beautiful things she's ever told me, because that hit me and it hit home. And now I'm in my kids' life as much as I could possibly be in their lives, and we do everything together. And now I'm happier now that it worked out the way that it did, as opposed to, I mean, waiting would have been, I guess, the normal thing.
No, normal.
You know?
We're
But
scared of what if.
Yeah. it
Well,
did-
I feel like
Yeah.
for me, what was the problem also was the fact that that's awesome that she came to you and said, hey, like, don't feel like that.
yeah.
I didn't feel like I was the one that took initiative in leaving, and in my situation, it was always like, you're breaking the family. It was, you know, my first son. It was, oh, you already had a baby with him. You
But
need to get married.
You were married.
Right, I was married.
I was never married.
Right.
You know,
Well,
I
I was
wasn't.
told I needed to get married
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
was pregnant.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you did something bad. You had a baby, and now you need to get married. It doesn't matter if you don't like him anymore. I mean, I didn't even know anything about sex. Like I lost my virginity to him.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like that's like crazy.
Talk
you
about
know?
pressure.
And all this fucking pressure. I'm like, you guys don't even teach me about sex.
So y'all wasn't in the room while this happened. Like, why I gotta tell you what to do?
Yeah, I didn't even know. You know what? The first time I smoked pot, I thought it was a cigarette. Like that's not like I'm just
You
like,
had no idea.
Be easy on yourself.
and then, so I'm being told that I'm like, oh, I'm terrible, and I'm like, well, I don't want to stick around because it's not working out between me and him anymore, you know. And as a matter of fact, he cheated on me, so I was like, you know, I didn't want to stick around. I didn't felt like that was right. And then so I was battling with what people had to tell me. They're telling me what to do in that situation as a young girl. So I go and get married. I move away, and then at one point, I just don't like living uncomfortably in my feelings. So I left, right? And I just got a lot of shit for it. So for 12 years, I didn't have another kid, I had other relationships here and there. But then I had a second kid with the second one. And then when I was leaving that one, he would also say, hey, you're breaking the family. You're being a piece of shit. Like, you know, because I was always the one like up and leaving. Not my first one. The first one, it was mostly like the family coming
Right.
at me, you know?
You were young.
Yeah, I was young, right? So then they're coming after me and like saying I'm no good for doing this to my kids or whatever. And then the second one is like trying to convince me to stay. So I'm like, oh, I'm no good because you're doing this and you're being selfish. And I'm just like, I think it's very selfish for me to stay and then have my kid in an environment like this when two parents don't love each other. And I saw it so differently. So I'm fighting with that. And then the last one, same thing. It was like, you're breaking the family. You're making this you're selfish. But it's funny how it all like.
No one shows their true colors in the beginning.
No.
And you don't know what it's going to be like years later. It
Right,
could
you-
just keep getting worse and worse and worse.
Right, people are not
Yeah.
in your shoes. I started realizing honestly in the last year or so, because I went through really hard postpartum with my last kid, and it was a little tough, and I was over my feelings, but it was a great experience to have because it helped me heal and learn a lot about myself and like sit in my shit, right? Like sit in my life, really analyze it, and be like, yeah, I have a son here and I have a son there. And I'm like, not for nothing. I'm not trying to bash anybody, but at the end of the day, like, okay, I have 3 fucking kids. For 5 years I was with one, for 2 years I was with another one, and then for the 3 years I was with another one. I'm like, I know a lot of bitches that sit here and like they just bang out 5 dudes in 1 month. So, you know, no, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's no judgment. But it's like, I felt like I was being looked at like, oh, you're like, you're a skank, you're this, or because you have this. And I'm like, actually, I probably have a less body count than you. So it's weird because I'm automatically look like at that. And they look at you a certain way. So then I started just owning it. Honestly, in this past year, I was like, you know what? Like, my kids are happy as fuck. I'm in love with them. They're in love with me. My kids are so much happier. I work with clients. So one of the things I realized is that I have older clients that gave up everything for their kids, and now they're lonely and they're stuck in a relationship they wanted to get out of 20 years ago. Right? And now they feel lost. And then I have younger clients that wish their parents got divorced and didn't have to live through that, because now they confuse what love is.
Yeah.
You know, they think that love is just sticking it out and being abused and okay, oh, he cheated, but you just kind of have to deal with it. Or she cheated, she hit you, so you got to deal with it. And then now as a girl and as a young man, you go out to this world and you see this, you saw all this with your family, your parents, and you're like, well, my mom allowed me to
Wait,
get
I
hit.
know something that's really important for this.
What?
Do not teach your kids to say sorry
Right.
to people. If your kid does something wrong, you apologize yourself to the child for whatever your kid did to them, because it teaches them that wasn't okay, and they take responsibility eventually. It's just like something you have to practice. So as they get older, they don't do those things.
Right.
Yeah.
Like accountability.
Accountability, yeah. Like people, you have to teach them from so young, because I feel like you do it with your kids. I feel like you're really good with your kids.
I try to make them see like, okay, like, hey, you did this.
Yeah.
And it's okay that you did this, and like you made a
No,
mistake.
No,
Like,
Yeah.
like you made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? And it's all good.
This is the difference between a father and a mother.
There you go.
And this is why sometimes I feel like we clash. Like,
If you saw me make a funny face when you said
I did. I've seen it. You're like, well, okay, but you have to really think deeper into things, like as a parent too.
No, I don't know, probably going a little off topic, but
What I was trying to get at was
Yeah.
the fact that I just didn't want my kids
learning.
thinking and learning that, okay, mom and dad don't need to love each other and they have to just be together and then give up everything. And honestly, I wouldn't want that for my kids. If my kid is unhappy in his relationship, like, that's the last thing I want.
I can follow up on what you're talking about though. Like we can, if you cool.
Yeah,
I can follow up.
Yeah.
You know, it's a pretty popular book, The 5 Love Languages.
Yes,
So
I've
have
read
you
that,
guys?
yeah.
So at the end of that book, there's a few little stories that they talk about, you know, not just the love language for someone that, you know, you're in love with, but the love language for you as a parent to your child. So one of those things, one of the stories always stuck with me, and it was, you know, if you walk by your child's room and there's like 12 toys on the floor, or whatever the number was, and you guys are ready to go, and you tell them, you know, clean up the toys when I come back. You know, by the time I come back, you know, we're leaving, and then you come back and you see that they did not clean up all the toys. So there was 12. Let's say they cleaned up 7. You know, so we still got another 5 to go. There's 2 ways of doing that. One way, it could be out of anger, like you messed up, you didn't clean them all, and you can get on top of your child, and that's one way to teach them. I don't, you know. And then the second way was, you go into the room with them and you say, oh my God, you cleaned 7 of them. Let me help you finish up the other 5. So
yeah,
there's
or
like
from the
there's
start, you can be like,
there's
let me help you. We'll make it a game. Let's
yes,
make it a game.
there's a way to
Let's
communicate
encourage.
with kids. Yeah, it's encouraging
Encouraging.
them to move.
My daughter
to
does
do it.
not ever clean up.
You know?
But if we
I
make
get
it a
it,
game,
the focus. I feel like
Yeah.
that's the same thing as life, right?
Yeah.
You focus on negative, more negative will happen versus focusing on the positive. That's like a general.
Yeah.
That's a general aspect of what I'm trying to say. You're focusing on the positive. I'm not gonna sit here and just talk about how you didn't clean up those 5
bash
toys.
you. Yeah, bash you.
Oh, we're not
The
gonna
same
give
thing in
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we could bring it back.
No,
to
Right,
it
with
opens
everything.
up into
Yeah,
everything.
It's everything.
But
yeah.
it starts with that.
And negative just brings more negative, I feel like.
Yes.
Yeah. Like if you're with someone who's negative, you just constantly feel negative. It's really
you
hard.
start attracting more negative. You
Yeah,
start
Oh,
because
if
they
you start
fuel.
pointing out more negative.
They fuel off positive, I feel like.
It's very important the people that you hang around with.
Yeah.
Like in all aspects of life, it does not matter. I used to have a friend of mine that used to die hard try to convince me that if her friends were hoes, she was not a hoe. And yes, this girl she was not a hoe. But she tried to convince me so hard, and I would say no. Like if you're hanging around with 5 girls that
Yeah.
just are in the streets, why are you hanging around with them if that's not what you're trying to do? As well. Like what are you gaining from this friendship? You sit in a room with 5
I feel like
millionaires.
guys go around the word hoe a lot too. Like very easily.
This was
too.
her trying.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah.
her trying to prove it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I can get into that though because I have a lot of personality in many different ways, and I've learned to respect what people want to do with their lives,
Mhm.
right? So I have maybe a few friends that are like on that end, and then some of them that are married, and some of them that have kids, and some of them that are shy, some of them that are out there, and I am friends with all of them. And I guess I can hang around any of them because it's their life. I realize
don't
like
care.
shit is not personal when it comes to things, and you can set yourself apart. A lot of people they do start acting like the people their surroundings,
Oh, of course.
but that's not a confident and that's not a
Yeah.
situated person. It does take a lot for somebody to be around
You should want to be yourself.
influence,
Yeah.
right? And then still not do what the rest is doing.
Yeah,
And I'll be honest, I've been that type where I'm like, well, I really don't like to, but not a lot of people do that. So that it's important
Yeah,
to
yeah.
keep your group settled because most of us do get influenced.
Yeah, a lot of times you can compartmentalize too.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm hanging around with this person because of these specific things, not them as a whole,
Yeah.
but maybe they bring, they make you happy because they like to go out and eat.
Yeah.
Apart from everything else that they do in their life,
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Right, yes.
But you like hanging out with this person, terrible at being social, but they love going to the gym and they're gonna keep you on your
Correct.
head.
Yes.
And that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
only-
that's how
I
that's
knew
the only
moving
good
in with
thing.
her that I was gonna be in a better environment.
Yeah.
So I chose to come or ask her to work out at her salon.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
have to
get
be
it.
a whole.
But as a whole,
Yeah.
But you do at the end of the day you do have to be careful with who you hang around with
For sure.
and for how long you hang around with, because you hang around with a positive person, I guarantee
Yeah.
you will start being positive or start viewing life in a different perspective. You hang out with somebody that is just miserable and just bitching about life. You're gonna start
And a lot of people will hate you for it. They'll hate you
but
for it.
you'll start
Yeah.
you'll start
acting.
you'll start finding things to bitch about, even if there's nothing to bitch about.
Yeah.
Just because you're hanging around, this person for the wrong reasons.
Well, you want to know something? You definitely put it together very well. I think with friendships, since I am not the type of person, I do hang around with a lot of people, but I don't hang around with them all the time.
Yeah.
Right? I go out with you. I have a few friends. Every few weeks we go out to dinner. We catch up. I have a few friends that I go out on the weekend. It's for 2-3 hours, and then we're done. We're not talking all day. We're not texting
No
all
time
day.
for that.
We're not
No
none
time for
none.
that.
Not that I don't have time. I don't care for it.
It would
you know,
consume
like
so
it's
much.
it's their personal life. I love hanging out with you at this moment, at this time, and that's it. We catch up, and that's it. And that's why it doesn't affect me, because I really don't. I stay to myself, and I'm in places with many different people of all kinds. but not all the time, you know. And about with relationships, that's where it's fucked up. That's why I've gotten out of relationship, because in a relationship you are consistently talking to them. You need to make sure they're not negative. You need to make sure that they're influencing you in the best way. That's where I feel like the influence needs to come in, with the person that I'm with, the person that I'm living with, the person that I'm having sex with, like people, the person I'm connecting with on a regular basis. And not unfortunately, but for me, it's really, my friends are not with me 24/7. They're not with me multiple times a week. So that doesn't, people could look at the friends that I have, they really can't judge me off of them because of the fact that I really don't hang out with any of them. Like
But that says a lot within itself. So as of lately, I've started to feel a bit different. So that's how I felt for a long time. Like, I don't really hang around with a lot of people. Although I'm a DJ and I see people all the time, and I say hi to people, and but they don't really know who I am,
you know,
right? But for some reason, the past year or two, I've been, I guess it's the certain people that I've been around with, you know, my girlfriend being one of them, my best friend, and going to church, and just viewing life from a different scope, and just interacting with different people, and how important their friendships, more so than just just their relationship with maybe their wife or their girlfriend or, you know, boyfriend, husband, or, you know, family, but the friendships that they have built, and how important those things mean to them. And sometimes, you know, we forget because we're so caught up in everything that's going on, and we know so many people, and, you know, you can call this person for this favor, and maybe that person for this, and they can call you for something, and maybe it has to do with more business, and it has to do with, you know, this is someone who I care about and love, and I'm gonna attend their wedding, or, you know, like, I'm gonna call them when I want to go on vacation. I feel like I'm trying to hang around more of like my friends. So I have like a dadcation group message with, it's like 5-6 dads, and we go on vacation like 2-3 times a year, and we keep up with one another more than I used to do this in the past. And we're you know, if I do something or hold something here at my shop, you know, I grill, I invite all of them, and they invite their people. And I've been trying more and more to like really hang out with these people who I love, who are good
community.
people.
Everyone needs community. And I feel like I lacked that for a while too, and I need that.
As did I. And I'm very close with my family, but my family is one thing, you know. And
people
then
are
like,
busy.
I get people are busy, but I've been, you know, everybody's busy, but then we can always make time because somebody dies, and suddenly people are flying out from Puerto Rico,
there's
you know, to go see you for 2 days, like you're dead. And I get that, and they always say there's people that come, you know, there's seasonal people.
You have kids, they disappear.
You know,
Literally everyone disappears when you have kids.
But I've been really trying to like less just me being on my own, doing my own thing, and more like finding like my team, my family, my community, like people that I know I can go to,
and that you look up to.
We're doing the same thing. We're moving in the same way. We're trying to be better men and move in good ways. I only say that because I felt like you felt before, until I started seeing and meeting people who have meaningful friendships. Not family, friendships, you know, and they reach out to them all the time, and they see how they're doing, and they invite each other to dinner at 7 o'clock, and they check, you know, and they help each other, and it's like, you know,
they think
where's
about you,
that?
they pray for you, they care, they genuinely
it's
care.
a lot, and I'm like, dang, yo, like, I'm missing that. So for the past 2 years or so, me and my brother have really been trying to like, and him too, he tells us, I don't think you guys understand how important it is for us to hang out, how important it is for us to have like a Monday together. Like, I don't think you understand, like, we get so caught up in so many things, and our lives just fly by, and he'll be like, you know, we can just go out to dinner and sit and just talk as long as we're together and we're talking. I'm like, dang, yo, that means a lot. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know?
I feel like I do that with my parents, where I just at least once a week or twice a week, where we just go and sit and for breakfast, and then I analyze afterwards, and I'm like, what did we even talk about? I guess we just wanted to be in each other's presence. And then like I was, you know, life gets busy, right? So then there was a time where my son and me we're not getting schedules together, the 19-year-old, And now, for a while now, we have Thursdays together, and we have the 3 hours together, and we just set that time aside for that.
Yep.
Because life gets busy, and I'm catching up with 10 different people, 20 different people, and it's hard to catch up with them.
Routine keeps you like locked in, no matter what it is.
I like routine to a certain extent because I also like change a lot.
Yes.
And I think change.
But we can't change our kids.
No.
We can't change
Well,
them.
kids change and they grow.
Yeah,
so
they do.
You're like,
Darn.
for me,
We're with them forever.
I know. Well, there are different stages in your kid's life.
It's just fucking
Sick. I think that growth comes from change.
Yeah.
So that helps me a lot in my growth, in helping me in life and how to get better with understanding people. Any anger, I don't get angry anymore. I accept people for who they are, who they want to be. Because for a long time, I was fighting people for who I was, and they're judging me, right? So I have a lot of understanding and patience for people because I was, in a sense, bullied so much that, oh, you're doing this wrong, you did this wrong, you keep switching jobs, because I had like 20 jobs in my 20s. You keep doing this, you're doing this now, and then you're doing that, because I'm always changing,
I was
right?
the same way.
It was all the time I'm changing and doing this and doing that, and I'm trying this, and everybody's telling you you're wrong, right? And I'm thinking to myself, I have a right to be whoever the hell I want to be, right? So when it comes to people now, listen, you want to do what you want to do, you want to sleep with whoever you want to sleep with, as long as it don't affect me, we're Gucci. Like, that's fine. I respect it. Listen, as long as you're not sitting here beating my kids or yelling at my, I'm good. I'm good. So, do whatever you need to do. I respect it. If I don't agree with it, I don't need to disrespect you and what your beliefs. I just need to walk away. I don't need to disrespect you while I do it either, because that's the problem nowadays. A lot of us have a lot of conflict because we're triggered by people, and it's like, listen, you're triggered for a reason. You probably need to go look inside, right? But you need to allow that person to be whoever the hell they want to be. You don't like it, then step the hell away. Stop talking about it.
Listen, I got no problem talking shit to people for dumb shit that they do.
I mean, like, you do some dumb shit, but I say it in a good way. You know how a good way.
Yeah.
I have a really good way of telling people, like, you're kind of like, I really don't agree with that, and you're kind of like dumb as fuck for that.
So she's
piece of
blunt.
shit.
Like,
I'm very blunt, but in the
be
nicest
blunt.
way.
And like I'm good with people that are blunt because I like that. I'm pretty blunt usually, so like I want someone to tell me I'm fucking up. Or,
But
like,
also,
I'm
I think I come from a good place when you're blunt, and I think there's people that come in being blunt, and then they're just trying to be an asshole to you, or they're just trying to bring you down. There's people like that, but then there's people that
likes you win.
I want to see you win, and you really don't look good like that, and you don't. What you just said don't make no damn sense. Like you sound fucking stupid.
A lot of people.
And then they'd be like, I'm just looking out for you, and they know I am, because that's where I come from. I come from a good place.
Not malicious.
And I feel like there is people that confuse that think. I don't have that problem. I have a way of being able to speak to people, and hey, not for nothing, that was stupid. And
keep it short, blunt.
Keep it short, blunt, and then I love you. I give you a kiss. Whatever. I feel you, but if you still want to wear that, if you still want to say that,
that's your choice.
That's your choice, girl. Bye.
And she's not gonna drag that energy in.
No, not at all. That doesn't. Listen, you could be fucking up so hard, and I could just not be agreeing with you. And I'm like, well, you have to do this, and that, and then they go off onto their life. But I don't take that shit with me. I'd be like, you know what? I gave her all I needed to give her, or the guy, whatever. And now I'm turning my brain off to them, and my brain's now back to myself. And people see that as selfish, and people see that as whatever. I don't care, because the only person I have control over is my life is mine, and that's it. So I'm sorry if you don't like it. It is what it is.
I think control is a hard thing in relationships. There's boundaries, and there's control. Some people just take it too far.
What do you mean?
I feel like we all have free will, and we should be doing things that make us happy. And as long as you're not overstepping, you know, people's boundaries and like, I just think we should live our life and do what makes you happy. Like if you like podcasting, like you're here, you're doing it. You know.
I think everybody's a little scared. Like
They're
going
scared
back
to be
to the
them.
identity.
Yeah.
I'm saying going back to identity, right? My identity has been revolved around having multiple jobs, loving music, going out to drink, also having multiple businesses, just doing things sporadically. I don't look at the news. I don't know if there's a tsunami or if there's not. I don't know who the president
People
is.
dying out here.
Yeah, they're dying, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then, like, I literally am clueless. I'm like, I really don't care either. I'm like, celebrities, don't ask me shit about celebrities because I don't follow any of them. And there's nothing, no bashing on them. I'm just like, there is way too much shit I got going on in my life to sit here and know
care about other
who's
people.
taking. You don't care about other people.
I mean,
but people that
are in your life, like in your community.
So you didn't watch Love Island?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I'm like, everybody's telling me about it. I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta watch it. But everybody knows.
I was tempted.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch it. I know shit. Like I love like shows, but
I was pushed in like episode 20. I was like, all right, too many people. I love TV shows. I love
TV.
It's one thing I do. Like I always watch movies. I always watch.
Oh,
TV
that's
shows.
my fucking
I love the
shit.
art of it.
Yes,
it's always been
phenomenal.
Yeah, I've always. So when everybody was talking about this, I was seeing it all, and I gave it a shot, and you'd be surprised how invested. I'm happy it's over because I can't do it anymore. Like I was way too invested.
Well, I'm saying I get invested. The difference is that I love TV shows. I'll get invested in the show itself.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's people that get invested in the show and then they're like obsessed with the actor and their life and all that stuff. Which is me. Well, like me, I don't do that. I'm like, oh, I love that show because that's my entertainment. My entertainment is not their life though. Like I don't know what the fuck Taylor Swift's doing or who her boyfriend is or who's J-Lo's with, and I'm like, you hear these things, I'm like, people
are
know
so
this.
I'm obsessed with myself,
Yeah.
and sometimes I'm like, oh wait, that might be a problem, but like
That's
I really
not a problem.
no, but honestly, like I only care about like my family and like myself.
That's good though.
Yeah, like I don't care what anybody else is doing. Like,
and there's no harm with that being said. It's like I love my people, I do, I love them, but I really don't have any control over what they get in their life or they don't. Like it's really up to them. It's no feeling. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but like I love my friends, but really you're in control of your life. Like there's nothing that I can do for you other than be there for you. I can show you support.
Yeah. Again, I've had this happen to me not too long ago where I felt like I was in a dilemma. You're right. I can only control my life, like the way that I move and the way that I wake up and how I wanna. If I want to be positive or I want to be negative,
you choose that every morning.
I choose that, and I do my best to be like the best version of myself, or and continue to learn and be better, and make mistakes, and then wake up the next day and be like, fuck, I can't do that shit again. But I was also having a dilemma with, like family and friends, and the amount of being there. How much being there should I be there? If I see someone going down a bad path or a bad road, do I simply go, it's not my life and they're in control of it? Or could I have reached out and been there in a way that they exactly needed at that exact moment?
I like to reach out.
I've had like that dilemma where I see wrong and I'm sitting there like, damn, I have so much going on in my life, but should I or should I not? And that dilemma was happening because a friend of mine was going above and beyond for his family, like his parents, even when they told him not to, and they were like, stop, leave us alone, and he was just like, we need to set up our life and our future, and he was moving in such a way that he was able to help them in ways that I don't even think they imagined that he could. He wasn't reciprocated with the same love and help when it was time for him to get it, but he would talk to me and he would just be like, yo, it's just what I need to do. It's my family, no matter what. And that always sat with me, and I'm like,
do you feel like he was being taken advantage of?
Or
just not reciprocated?
It wasn't reciprocated back.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was appreciated.
Yeah.
Like our son did all this for us. but I don't think he received any. You know, I don't think he was looking for anything back.
No.
Because it genuinely came out of him. Because what you know.
So you feel like you could, like, is what you're saying, am I wrong for not being kind of like what he did?
Yeah. Well, the thought of it has crossed my mind.
I wouldn't have
where
gone
I'm
that.
like,
I wouldn't have gone that far. In
well,
this sense.
no, I would have. I would love to go that far. You know, I would. Is what I'm saying. Like I would. You know, but am I supposed to? You know, if I see someone that I care about, you know, making decisions that they're not supposed to be making, and I can talk to them 1 or 2 times, and then there's no change. The dilemma that I was sitting on was, do I just step away and be like, yo, that person just has to decide,
Do you think it was just killing
or do I just like truly step up in the biggest way and really try my best to be there? You know what I mean?
I think what needs to happen in that case is that you need to, the answer's in you, right?
Yeah.
So the answer, you have it. If you feel like you have more to give, more support to give, then give it, okay? If you don't feel, if you're tired and you really are not, you're not doing it because you're actually busy, then don't do it. Like the answer is there. You have to, if you're feeling guilty in a sense for not going above and beyond, I think it's it depends on the situation.
Oh, yeah.
The situation
Always,
is different. So in that particular situation, am I feeling guilty because I do have time and I decided not to help? That's where you're like, okay, well, I probably, and then go and help.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're feeling like, okay, I talked to him, I have a lot going on right now, and I did all I could do for now, what right now, then you're good.
Yeah.
I think it's situational.
Yeah.
You have to just sit in your feelings and be like, okay, if I'm feeling guilty, it's because I clearly could have done more.
Yeah.
You know, it's all in you.
I kind of can branch off of what you said though, because I know someone who's gone above and beyond for their family, and like there was nothing in return. Not that you should like expect something in return.
No, you should not never.
But
expect
they would
anything.
like rob him high and dry.
Yeah. See, that's.
And like take advantage.
Yeah.
So, but I know like they genuinely loved him, but they
But you know, it's what people
yeah.
allow.
But it's what he allowed, and honestly, yeah, it did ruin a relationship.
And some
But
maybe
it's
that's
not one reason.
But
it
it's
does
also
tie
like
into it. Like,
it comes down to this person probably having to learn a lesson,
Yeah.
right? With
Yeah.
life,
yeah,
you know. I think that we all go through things,
it's all a lesson.
and it's a lesson. And if you literally cannot learn this damn lesson, it's going
gonna
to
keep repeating.
happening.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep
So
repeating. Yeah.
you read
Yeah.
chapter 3 and you take a test and you fail, you're just gonna have to keep reading fucking chapter 3.
But I think that's
Like,
what we avoid a lot. In
so
life.
it
Like, we're
means-
trying to stop, like me and you,
So
and probably you. We don't want to repeat those cycles. You know.
Right. That's
Yeah.
for me. That's me.
That's why we're here.
Right,
We
that's
don't want to
what-
repeat cycles.
Not trying to repeat cycles. Now, a lot of people repeat cycles. Why does this always happen to me? Because clearly you can't get through fucking chapter 3.
Yeah.
Like
we're just
like,
stuck on it.
we're
like,
just- you're just
you know,
like-
sometimes I do have to reread the pages. So
You're like,
yeah.
fuck. And I'm like, okay, really, in reality, that's why shit doesn't move. Like, you don't, that's why people don't expand. That's why people
Yeah.
don't grow. People don't change their life. That's why people, nothing.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're sitting there, they're like, oh, I fucked up. And then they dwell in it. They're like, oh, I fucked up. All right. Like, the same thing with my kids. It's like, oh, am I with my first son? So because I fucking had sex and had a kid at 17, I'm just supposed to just be done with the rest of my fucking life.
Like the one time you're
Yeah.
on this planet.
Literally, because I had a baby, like, what?
You
And
live
then,
your
oh,
one time, be happy.
I had a relationship for 5 years, it didn't work out, I had a baby. So I have to stay in a house I don't like. I am young as fuck. Excuse me? If we're gonna live till we're like 80, let's say, right? I think like average is like 75, 80, something like that.
I'm going for 100.
Going for 100. Okay, so let's go 80, because 100 is a little much.
Oh,
But you know what? I'm for it. I'm for it.
That's-
Let's say 100.
that's 20
That's even easier.
That's a 20-year difference, you know.
Honestly, that makes it even better for me, right? If I'm living till 100, and all of a sudden I literally haven't even been out in this life. I'm 17. I'm still living at my parents, and I make a mistake. Now I'm punished for life. Now let's go 12 years later. I'm having another kid. I have another relationship, and I'm in love. We all at one point, whoever we were with, we vibrated with them.
Yeah.
We were chill. We loved them. Like something at that moment fucking clicked.
Until you're out of it and you realize, whoa.
No, well, you're
not always. Though. Sometimes it was a good
Oh, so
thing.
you hold on like to love forever, but like
some people hold on to that just one moment, right?
Yeah.
Because they had that one slip of that one moment, like whatever. So now that's supposed to define my whole life because I had this romantic, beautiful love story for a year. I had a baby, and then we still had some nice times. And then now it's not there anymore. We don't vibrate together anymore. So now because I had this 1 year, I was 29. So now the next 71 years, I have to live with the decision of having that moment with that person that was beautiful. Why do I have to explain that and now I'm not taking it back. It's not like I'm like, oh yeah, like I don't have a baby, I'm gonna leave by, peace out. Like, no, I'm taking account of it. He's still a parent, I'm still a parent. Like, it is what it is. Going on to my other relationship, I'm like, all right, like I got bombarded as fuck with some love bombed the fuck out of me, and I was into it.
Yeah,
and there was a moment. We all had moments where we're into it. That was sex was great.
He loved bombing the shit out of me.
And I loved it. And I fucking loved it, and I was for it. And then all of a sudden you start really seeing it, and then you're like, oh shit, I fucked up again. I'm fucking pregnant. I'm fucking pregnant. And I'm not mad, cause my kids are the best. I don't know. How do you feel about your kids? You have two.
I think my
2
kids
boys,
are
2
awesome.
girls,
Yeah.
and 3 boys.
You got 2 girls?
2 girls. Yep.
Yeah, I love the shit out of my kids.
No,
They make me so happy in ways that nobody else makes me happy. In the ways that I sit in the couch and then my son says some dumb shit and I'm just like, that's funny. And I'm just think it's so cute. Like I'm like, that's dumb and so funny and I love it.
I'm about to be a parent for a decade, you know?
Oh wow.
For real.
And I don't remember. I remember, but it's like I can't imagine not being a father. Like I can't imagine. Like at 25 was when I found out, you know, and at that moment when I found out, I thought my life was over and everything was destroyed and everything was gonna burn.
That's what people try to tell you too.
Your
life is over. It's your kids. It's not.
I was just like, I didn't even tell nobody until I was like 5 months. I'm like, dang,
No.
I'm sick. I avoid everything until it gets in.
I found out, and for 3 days, I went through absolutely every single emotion I could possibly go through. I went from everything is ruined and my life is ruined to what the fuck am I even talking about? I have an apartment.
So you were your worst enemy.
Oh, I was 100%. There was no one in this world.
Yeah.
There was no one in the world that was gonna come down on me the way that I literally was like, everything is over. And then I slept on it and the next day I'm like, dude, I have a bachelor's, a master's. I was like, I have my own business. I'm working at a firm. I have my car. I'm working I'm doing 3 different jobs of things that I love. I'm a good guy. What the fuck am I talking about? What is going on? What is blowing up and what is going wrong? I was like, this, and then that just made it so much easier to talk to the world.
I was fighting the crowd over here. You over here fighting yourself.
Yeah, no,
I was like, I don't give a fuck.
No.
I'm leaving him.
No,
I'm leaving him.
After that, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna be a father. And then when I started talking about it, it was just no one can tell me anything. No one could tell me. Or are you sure? Are you ready? Are you guys together? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. He's gonna be good. Mom's gonna be good.
We're not ready either. We just figure it out.
We're gonna figure it out. There's nothing. We're gonna figure it out.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It is what it is.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I don't overthink anything. Like I said, I'm like, oh, I'm pregnant. I don't even think.
I think for me was, I live such a go with the flow life. I didn't give a fuck. I do what I want. No one can stop me. There's nothing. I graduated and I was going you know, to the other side of the world. I was traveling to
I
whatever.
dropped out of high school.
I was doing whatever I wanted to do.
I dropped out, and I've taken care of myself since then by myself.
Yeah, you see.
And I own my own business, so
yeah. So I was just like balls to the wall with no consequence.
Yeah.
Nothing in the world mattered. And I think finding out that I was gonna be a
You
dad,
felt tied down.
I went.
Or not tied down, but like.
I just went through something where I was just like, everything is over. But it was just because I was selfishly thinking of like my life, like the way I want to live. It is over, but this is all I've accomplished throughout that time.
Yeah.
I'm 25. My father was 25 when he had me. So we're 25 years, you know, all of us apart. I'm like, this is going to be, you know, pretty cool. And then, you know, my life just went into the direction of whatever I'm doing now is not solely for me. Like, whatever I'm doing is to make sure that both my boys, you know, get to experience a great life. And, you know, they come to work with me because I am my own boss. You know, like, they get to see what I do. They get to walk, you know, they come to meetings with me. They hear me on the phone call. You know, they know once I pick up a phone call, they get quiet. You know, either listen or just shut up because, you know, this is making us money, you know? But they get to see all that. You know, I got to see that with my dad, and I'm kind of happy. You know, it's just crazy. Like, everything just changed. So I guess what I'm saying, like, a decade ago, you know, like, I could hardly even remember what it was to live that life where I wasn't responsible for another human.
I think maybe because in your situation you were already 25 and you did get a chance of like being by yourself and partying by yourself.
Having fun.
Well, as far as with me, I didn't get that. Off the bat, I was like, what do you mean I can't party? I'm like 18 now. And then I'm like, just because I have a kid and I'm fighting everybody to like
and
say, but I'm still partying. What do you mean? I'm like, I love my kids. And then I'm taking them to school, taking them to dentist appointments, doing everything. And then at night being like, okay, peace out. Like, you know, like, you sleeping, you know, sleeping. I'm like, what the fuck? You didn't even know I went out, you know? Like, you didn't know. You had no idea.
There was, please, there was someone in the room. There was someone in the house. There was someone in the house. All right, great.
No, what I'm saying is like, the kid itself.
People like to judge.
He was sleeping. He was sleeping. He didn't wake up.
My mom is like, you going out? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm fucking going out. He's sleeping. You're right here. Like, you're not.
You got him.
You got him. That kid was asleep. Like, he just slept. And I'm like, so, like, my life is over and he's fucking sleeping.
Your life doesn't need to be over.
I'm like, Mom, you're fucking home, bro. Like, everybody's home. I can't go out. Like, it's not like I didn't put him to sleep. It's not like I didn't feed him. It's not like I didn't go to work. It's not like I didn't take him to school. It's not like I didn't do any of that. I did that stuff. But at nighttime, it's my fucking problem if I want to sleep 4 hours tonight. You know? So I just be out and I'm sitting here fighting everybody. I'm like, what? I had a baby at 17. I don't give a fuck. Like, he's still getting taken care of. I love the shit out of that kid. What do you mean? And I'm still gonna go out. And then now I realize that that's just who I am. I love to live life. That's honestly at the end. I love living. I think there's a lot of people existing, and I'm just full of life, and I love people. And that's
I don't know why this exists. Like, you feel desire to just be like more.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is. It's like you chase it. I feel like I chase it.
I don't chase it.
I don't know. I'm like, I just want that, like.
You know, I just do it. When I do shit, I do it.
You get complacent.
I think that's what I have a problem with, like, relationships sometimes, because I feel like I don't get on the same page with a guy, and they're like, hey, you're supposed to settle down. You're supposed to just chill the fuck out. You know, you don't go out with them. I'm like, I mean, I don't need to go out Monday through Sunday, but like every other weekend is fine, right? What?
So like, I want to have a little fun.
I'm like here and there, like, you know, like I want to meet people. I love people. I love males, females, everything, because you learn so much from people. Like, everybody's living a different world. And so you talk to people and you learn so much from people. And I'm judgment free. I'm like, for real, that's crazy. And then I tell them about me and they laugh at me and I'm just like, that's cool.
I can have a conversation with the cash register at Walmart.
Hell yeah.
You know, I can speak to anyone at any time about anything. I have a little bit of knowledge about everything.
Over here, like, damn it.
But no, I feel the same way. I was like, we can get complacent, and sometimes I feel like we do. Everyone goes through it.
I got it.
You alright?
Yeah.
She's good.
And I feel like, but I feel like you fail if you stay complacent, if you just stay on the couch, if you stay and you're not moving in life. Like
have routine. It's
we-
good, but
yeah.
also spice it the
no,
fuck
no,
up.
Yeah.
you should live life. You
Always
should do
grow.
things that you want to do. You should, not stop making excuses and start, finding reasons to just do the things. I think that's where you start living a more fulfilled life. It's the pursuit of happiness. You'll never find it.
The journey.
You'll never
It's
get
the
to
journey.
pure happiness. But it's
I
the
feel like
pursuit.
I'm pure of happiness.
You'll never reach pure. There's always something going on, or there's always, like you said,
Yeah.
there's always like I want to meet more people. There's always gonna be that. So it's
It's the journey. It's not the actual
it's the
destination.
pursuit of doing all the things that you possibly love, and moving and waking up every day and just doing those things up until the moment that
A
your
lot of
body
people
doesn't
hold
allow
on
you
to
to.
little moments though too, like if they have a shit life for a few days, they're like, oh my god, life is so fucking shitty.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's
Or even
again,
a
that's,
relationship.
that's a negative
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
on them, because we've all had breakups.
Mhm.
I went through a bad breakup where I lost 40 pounds in 2 months because I stopped drinking. I started working out twice a day, running for 3 miles a day. My mind just had to escape like that heartache,
Yeah.
and I knew if I would have kept drinking after that happened, I would have gone down a really terrible rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And something in me told me, like, that's not what you're supposed to do. You have to fucking escape it and do everything that you do from this moment on, make it something positive. Whether it was, I was meditating. I could meditate for 30 minutes. When I first started doing it, 30 seconds, I'm like, I started thinking about food, or I started thinking about
Our thoughts are
I'm
crazy.
like, I can't shut this shit
No.
down. I stopped. I'm telling you, I stopped doing all that stuff. I stopped taking things, and then I was able to sit for 15 minutes with just myself and my body and my blood flowing, and I would just sit there, and I'm like, and I'd get up, and you know what it is? 15 seconds of just pure nothingness happening in your brain, and it's just breathing. I would come out of that like in a trance, like with such a fucking high, like
We're constantly
holy
being
shit, like my brain
triggered.
just calm, like my brain was calm,
Yeah.
for 15
Calm.
minutes.
We're always
You know,
triggered.
like,
Our
sick,
phones,
yeah.
It's a
like
the best
noises,
feeling.
we're always being triggered.
Yeah.
Always being triggered. A motorcycle drives by, triggered. Like
Yeah.
if we just don't sit in quiet.
Yep.
And you need to sit in quiet to
Yeah.
feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the
And
earth.
I
You
think
hear
that's why people, I have such a good, I love being engaged
Yeah.
with people, but then
I
I,
like
go
my time.
home and I love that, there's days that I don't have my kids and I'm just like, okay, I'm by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm in my thoughts, in my thoughts or by myself or just meditating or just with the cat and listening to it purr.
Yeah.
And just meditating in that. It's beautiful.
It's-
and
it's
people
all-
don't realize
it's
how
all-
peaceful that is.
It's all important, because going 24/7 all the time, great. You have the motivation to
Yeah.
do so. You want to work 18 hours a day straight without stopping. It takes somebody like Elon Musk,
You're
like
gonna
Gary,
have
like
the
it takes
burnout.
like
You're
these
gonna hit
people.
the burnout.
But there's also, but I think they know exactly how to, stop it. If they need to.
They know.
Take
They
a
know
day.
when.
They-
They're like, okay, I
they-
need to refresh.
They're high resource motherfuckers.
Yeah.
There's people that can just
Do
function
shit for them.
in that go mode all the time. We're working and striving to build our businesses
We'll get there.
and get and that's the goal, to keep pushing so that when we do want to take the days off or the weeks off, we can. But I lost my train of thought.
Well, I was gonna ask you,
Wow.
if you could summarize exactly what you think, who you have owned, your
Yeah.
own, who your identity is, what your identity is, what you feel okay, this is me and I love me and this is how I want to be and I'm gonna own it and I'm gonna keep going forth and
Right.
we're all made of mistakes and it's fine.
Yeah, so for a long time, I used to separate my life in parts. I was a DJ, and people that knew me knew I was a DJ. They didn't know anything. They just knew a quarter of me, in a sense. Not a lot of people knew that I lived in Boston and went to college, got my bachelor's and master's within 5 years, and studied and worked at architecture firms. And now I run my own. But at the time, again, I was Walter.
You're Walter here, you
To-
were DJ here,
in
you were
the
here.
architecture world, that's who I was, And then, my family, I was Tito, I became a dad. But again, all of the things that I did photography, I did graphic design, all those things were completely separated. I didn't intertwine any of them. If I spoke to you, it's because I believed the interest that you wanted was maybe an architectural design, or you wanted me for your daughter's quinceañera, or you needed me to design you a logo or a flyer, and then I just kept everything else out. It wasn't until I started feeling conflicted with myself that I really, and during COVID time really, where I had so much time to myself. Although I was still working a full-time job, I was no longer DJing. I was no longer doing photo shoots. I was no longer doing graphic design. All that kind of just went away, and it was such a big part of my life, where now I was just kind of doing one thing and being a parent, and when things started opening up again, I just didn't want to go back to like isolating all those things, and I felt like it was about that time where I was gonna quit my job and just go on my own, but I was like, there's no way I can go on my own and be like 7 people. I was like, why is it so hard for me, and why is it such a struggle for me to be just one person that has the ability to do all these things? And then I started talking to people in that way and speaking to people in that way, and wasn't shying away. And I was an architect / DJ / photographer / dad / family guy / all these things. And then now the conversations became so much more. And I'm like, why did it take me so long to like view that I am all these things? I'm not individually these things. And I would never be able to sustain the fact that I thought I was 7 different people, or I had to act like 7 different people, and I couldn't just be all of it at once, because I thought I was going to get judged.
Yes.
Like in an architect world, oh, he's a DJ, like that means he's not, no. Hey, listen, these are my drawings, and this is what I can provide for you. Yeah. Also, I know sound and I know lighting, I started just integrating it all.
You're like, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
like,
no, you're getting a whole.
You get a whole package
here. I can design. Listen,
I can design this. I can do your.
I can DJ at your family. your first family. Homecoming. Yeah.
And I can design the set.
So it was around shortly after COVID, so 2019, 2020, when I went on my own, and I've been on my own for like 4.5 years now, and still on my own. So I call that a fucking success.
Hell yeah.
So it was more just like my identity was just really honing in on all the things that I love to do, all the things that I care about, and just really just merging them all together, and not being afraid of what anyone else feels or thinks, or even if I lose a gig or a job because they may not like things that I do over here. I was perfectly fine with that, because someone's gonna be like, you're exactly the person I was looking for.
Right.
And that happened.
Your people will find you.
That happened more and more.
Yes.
And then I started really networking with everyone. And then I started realizing that people that you never thought were looking for, oh, I didn't know you were an architect. I need you. Can you come over? And I was getting jobs at nightclubs, and then I was getting jobs all around. And it really just like brought it all together.
1,000%. I can relate. I mean, it's very significantly the same, just in the sense that I was like fighting others to prove a point.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm no longer proving a point. I'm just gonna let you know.
Yeah.
Like this is what I do,
this is everything I am.
This is what I am, and this is what I do, and you could think whatever you want, and that's fine. Like you have every right to.
Yeah.
So in your case, Lexi, what would you say your identity is, or what you think you want to own, like who you are regardless of what anybody says, as far as your identity?
Well, I think I know like who I am. I think I know, I'm a good mom, and I just want to be.
You think you know, or you know?
No, I know.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I know I'm a good mom. I know there's always things I want to improve, like always, with everything in my life. Like I always just want to be better, eat better, work out more, like enjoy life more. Like the main thing is I just want to enjoy life. So that's just what I want to be. I just want to enjoy
Happy, go lucky
enjoy my
person.
kids, not feel triggered, not feel exhausted. I just want to live every day, like, not free, but like, free. Like,
Freedom.
And you feel like you're working towards that? Like, do you feel like every day you wake up, you're actually pushing for those things?
Yeah, and I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. Like, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. Yeah.
Listen, one thing I do know is that the reason I like change and the reason I like learning from people and experiencing things is because the journey is getting to know yourself. You don't fully know yourself because people will trigger things and make you do things that you never thought it was something that you could do.
Or belittle you.
Belittle you, or you get stooped down to levels and you're like, fuck, I didn't think I would be capable of doing that. Kind of like in movies. But that's why I like movies so much, right? Because, there's a mom that didn't think she could kill somebody, but then somebody did something with their kid, and then
so
they
dark
go,
so quick.
like some shit like that, just,
No, I guess you.
So I realize we're all capable of it all.
Yeah.
So to pass judgment on anybody is foolish because you're not in that situation. So you try to understand them. Well, you try to you don't want to pass judgment because then that's what what ends up happening. That's where karma comes in. Then life puts you in that same situation and says, "Let's see how you do."
Yeah, word.
And you're like, "Oh fuck!" I did the same thing. What the fuck? So I try not to judge because I don't want to be tested like that.
And I don't think we can really make everyone happy. You can't make everyone happy.
No.
You literally just need to be yourself, and people are gonna see that you're you, and they're gonna want you for
You attract
you.
your tribe.
Like,
you attract your tribe.
All of you. Like, there is someone out there that will love all of you.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't stick to like the things that people tell us. Like,
because you're gonna attract the wrong people.
Yeah.
But
Right?
is
When
it,
you
told
stay true to
me
yourself,
say,
then you stay true to yourself, and guess what? Like, people that love who you are like you, are like-minded, will come out of nowhere.
but it's always important to teach that and talk about that because
Yeah, for sure.
it takes a while to even like innately have that every day that you wake up in the morning. Like, to truly be like, I'm just gonna be me. Like, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, oh, I really do love who I am and this journey that I'm on. A lot of people.
We are our own people.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't.
People.
They don't.
They can't.
They
They
Yeah.
can't fathom.
and
They
can't.
can't.
and
Your
they
mind.
can't pass
It's a facade.
that,
Everything's a facade
And
because they
it's-
feel like more comfortable
Yeah.
with a mask on.
Yeah.
But only because they've never taken it off.
Right.
Yeah.
Only because they've never actually taken that leap of faith of like, I am just going to be me. You hide so long behind something, it kind of becomes a part of your identity.
Yeah, you almost
even
are
though
like,
it's all a lie.
it's a lie.
And maybe some people know your
You're
truth and some don't, but you kind of just play around in that and you never really.
Yeah.
I don't think that's pure happiness.
Well, that's where you're conflicted in your own mind, and that's why I feel like a lot of people can't seem to get out of that funk because they're so conflicted. They don't even know that they're conflicted.
If you feel like you're not you, then there needs to be change.
Well, I feel like you don't like what I was trying to say as far as being you is like you don't know who you are, but people don't allow themselves to be who they are, and that's why they can't get there. So if you allow yourself, if you say I like that color yellow, but everybody out here they all like color green, and you just are, I don't know, it's just something stupid, but you're like, well, you know what, I like green too, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, like, own it, the yellow, because the moment you own the fact that you like the color yellow, guess what, 10 other people come through and they're like, yo, I like the color yellow too, you're right, and you open that door, you open the doors to who you really are. So right now, you're over here stuck, and I know this is a dumb example, but you're stuck and you want to be like everybody else, right? So you're conflicted. You're like, well, they like green and all my people like green, I'm going to follow. But you're conflicted because you really like yellow. So nobody in your life that likes yellow will ever come into your life because you cannot even admit to yourself that you like that color. And it's just so that it's an easier.
That's
Nah,
a good
I was
analogy.
thinking-
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like how what else?
Preschool?
You gotta
No.
make it simple.
Yeah.
You gotta make it
I be telling people like
Squares and circles,
squares and circles. Like
triangles.
motherfucker, there is people that like yellow. You just need to say that
But
shit.
no, it puts it more into like realization. You're like, oh yeah, like I've done that my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
learned that from a young age.
And then you slowly but surely get away from the people that are not like-minded, or they start falling away from you. They're like, oh, she's just like out here really, really outspoken. I truly don't care for her opinions and shit, and they start moving away, and that's cool.
Yeah.
And I used to get butthurt if like I had friends that would just kind of like move away, and I'm just like, why? What did I do? And I was like upset, and now I'm like, you know what? We must not be. Now I'm like, we must not be in the same energy. It's all cool. It's all chill. Like we're just all
one
different
thing
lives.
I'd say about like, and you do this too. I feel like we're gonna teach our kids at a young age, because like you notice things in your kids, like, and you go along with it. Like your son likes plants, so I'm gonna bring plants home. You know, like I'm gonna encourage the things he likes because he likes them, and I'm gonna do it with him. Like I see that my kids are extremely smart. Like as soon as they were born, like did things like that are like unimaginable. And I'm like, I want to make sure my kids like thrive their whole life. They get that education that they want or need. Like I'm never gonna push them to do something they don't want to do.
You wanna
But,
encourage their purest form.
Yeah, like
Because
my
that's
kids
really
love
what
to
we're trying to
learn.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's their purest form. You know, like I think we all try to go back to our purest form, and our purest form is when we were children and we were ourselves, and nobody's telling us what to do, and then we form this identity over the course of years with our parents and people around us, and the nurturing that we get, and then that's where we lose ourselves. We're like, wait, who were we before? You know, and it's very important. I think that you realize who your children are from the beginning, and you're like, okay, this makes them happy. I'm gonna go with that. You know, this makes him happy. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna encourage that. Damn, I hate plants, but motherfucker loves them. So.
I can't keep them alive.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna find him a gardener. I'm gonna find Saucy a DJ.
My son collected 8 caterpillars yesterday and put them in a box and has been studying them.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
you're
And I'm
cute.
like, I fucking hate bugs. Dude.
Yeah,
Like,
same. I'm
you
like,
know, like he picks up frogs for fun.
so
you know?
and
like,
that's what
and
parents
I'm
don't
like,
realize.
we own a lizard. We own a lizard.
Yeah,
we
how about my fucking
we dug
kid?
him over there because he passed away when I moved to a new house. I think it was the house, but he ended up.
It was
passing.
you.
No, it wasn't me.
I'm just kidding.
Listen, when we moved to this house,
Low key.
Yeah,
he
it's
stopped.
him.
No, this thing lasted 3 years. We got him like at my loft 3 years.
Yeah.
When we moved, within the couple months of being in that new house, he didn't eat. He would not eat, and I would buy crickets, and I would buy. Dude, I was going
All
to
these
the
bugs out.
all these
You
bugs.
got him out of his environment.
Oh my God! And then he passed away, and we ended up
Oh.
having a little funeral for him. We all gave.
So yeah, you just have to
Words,
just
you know.
shit aside. Even as parents, we just like, oh, we don't like when this, and then you make your kids feel like, oh, like
Nah, I told him.
what's wrong with me? I don't like what my mom likes, so I don't like my son loves sinking ships, and he's like, come and watch this ship sink every day, like 20 times a day, and I'm just I'm like, wow, every
Every
this
time.
is crazy. I sink the ship again. Oh my God. And I just encourage it, and I'm just like thinking to myself in my head, I'm like, okay, like how many times are we doing this? Like, but I'm not showing him that, because I know that I don't want him to feel like some type of way of like, oh, like it's something wrong with me.
No,
Like, you know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely. All right, we're coming up on time.
Yeah,
You
we're
tell
coming up
me.
on it's so to end this all, right?
Yeah.
Great conversation. We're gonna keep it going eventually, and I think what the message here is that own who you are and own all your mistakes. They don't define you for life. You make a mistake, you think you know it's a mistake or whatever, just change it. Go forth in life, make a new decision, and be who the hell you want to be, because you will never make everybody happy. You'll never be happy with yourself if you're sitting there trying to make everybody else happy. And you're gonna live a great life, and the people that you need to be in your life that are gonna be good for you you're gonna attract those people, the people that you need. When you're your true self, when you own yourself, people that love that about you are gonna be attracted to you. The people that don't, listen, sayonara, like that's cool, and you don't gotta be mad. There's no gotta be any tension, anything like that. You don't like me, that's fine. Like that's all right. We just don't have to be in the same vicinities or anything like that. And and if I see you, it's like hi and bye, and that's cool. We don't have to. We keep it moving. So definitely own your shit. Be yourself and love yourself. Really focus on loving yourself, because everything around you will project that. And you love yourself, there'll be the people that love you. Because a lot of people want to sit here and focus on how can somebody love me? It's like nobody can love you until you love yourself.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way, right? You're gonna if you love you. And I know there was one point in my life that I didn't love myself, so of course I felt attacked with other relationships or felt like they didn't like me as much. Of course. Now I'm like, well, he fucking loves me. It doesn't matter, because I'm fucking awesome. If he doesn't, then fine. Fine.
Yeah.
I'll find somebody that does. Someone else will cross my path that will love me, because I love the shit out of myself. So love the shit out of yourself. Peace out. Bye, guys. Yeah?
Bye.
Beautiful. I know how to end shit. That was good. How long did we go for? Like an hour and a half?
I'll tell you right now, hour and 10.